Oh boy, downtown is a buzz. Thanks to our friends with the Killbourne Group, Adrian and Keith. Good morning, kids. How are you today?
Good.
Good morning.
Perfect. What in the world is happening downtown right now? Because one of my offices is downtown. It is a buzz. It is so much action going on. But some folks don't ever get downtown. Some people live in the burbs and don't make it. So what's happening in the downtown corridor right now?
There's a lot. I mean, we have large projects that are continuing to go right now with the Block 9 project. Construction is, full swing right now. We have other projects that are in the works right now, going through the final design phases and permitting, getting ready to roll. And there's a lot of just general excitement for the spring to get things going. And there's going to be, some more big, unique, exciting projects for downtown.
Now, I wanna break this down into chunks because Block 9 is, of course, I think the most exciting thing that's happening downtown because it's the most visual thing that's happening downtown. Right. What can you tell us about Block 9 that we need to know if somebody doesn't know much about it?
All right, so Block 9, you're going to be able to see it from every direction. And this is one of my favorite things to do is go out in different directions and see how it changed the view of downtown Fargo, especially from the sky. We now have two big buildings that you can see from the sky when you're flying back into Hector International Airport.
And by the way, they say it's international because they flew to Canada twice. So,
yeah, right.
quite the international airport we have.
Yeah. That's absolutely right. Welcome home to Fargo.
That's
so
right.
It's very exciting to see Block 9. It's as high as it's going to go. It's 235 feet. So one of the cranes
is that 18 stories or 19 stories?
It's 18 stories and a basement level, so technically 19 levels.
Okay. Yeah. And it's so funny to see that it was just a little bit higher than the Radisson, right? Like there's I'm sure there's the desire to have something that stands out, and Block 9 really stands out in such a beautiful way.
Yeah, so it's not really, I think we're like 25 or 30 feet taller than the Radisson total, but it's not really, it's not so much about we just want to be taller than them. It actually was just a function of the programming and the mixed use nature of the building. The floor height is kind of driven by the different uses inside the building, and it just timed out that's kind of what worked out, and we ended up at 235 feet, and there was no magic number about that other than to just that's where the design got us to.
Well, I think it's a beautiful design, and there are three major elements to Block 9. Is that right? Is it three? I'm sure there's more than three, but I have three that stand out to me.
Yeah, so there's actually like five major elements.
Okay. So if there was a bus driving, like Keith would have just thrown me right under it.
Yeah, right. But you're right. I mean, so there's really three kind of big components of the project.
Thank you.
I would say so. The hotel. There's a 125 room hotel that's going in the project. You have RDO's corporate headquarters and their new field service office is coming into that building. Yeah. Then there's a residential component of the building as well. But then the two kind of smaller components of the project is there's more spec office space in the building. So there's a couple floors of just potential spec office space.
I didn't know that. See, I'm learning something new today.
Yeah. And then there's also a few thousand feet of retail around the main floor as well.
There's going to be a restaurant and some shops. Is that right?
Yeah. So the restaurant is part of the hotel experience. So it's a full service hotel, and there's a restaurant bar, kind of coffee lounge experience associated with that. And then there's also potential for maybe 2 or 3 retail bays on the main floor.
The piece you didn't talk about is still a part of the development, but it is the plaza. Do you say plaza or plaza?
Sure.
We threw a gala a couple of years ago, and almost everybody calls it a gala.
Yeah.
The internet searched it, and the Googles tell us it's gala, but I call it a gala. It really doesn't matter. It's like a plaza.
Yeah.
We're going to call it a plaza.
Sure.
Love it.
Yeah.
What elements and aspects will be a part of the plaza?
Sure. So we have this plaza that's going to be under construction this fall, and it's going to be programmed year-round. So it's an open space in downtown Fargo.
Awesome.
And you might remember there was places to sit and a few trees there before, where we're just going to amp that up a bit. And there's going to be an ice skating rink so that you can come and rent skates and have open skate, hockey games, and things like that. It's going to be mechanically cooled so that when it hits 40 degrees in February, like it's going to do next week, then you can keep the ice going. Yeah. And then in the summertime, it'll be things like a place for the Red River Market. There's going to be concert nights in the park, movie nights in the park, things like that. There'll be a stage. So just a really great place. Anytime you want to go downtown, you'll know you have a place to land and a place to hang out, something going on.
Well, I am basically the Tanya Harding of ice skating, and so that means I'm no good, and I just slash things. So you don't want me out there, but I think people are very curious about timelines because we've seen this project now for the last couple of years. It is obviously changing the landscape of downtown in so many exciting ways. What does our timeline look like rolling out from here?
Yeah, so we started in September of 2018. So we're about 16, 17 months into the project right now.
I can't believe you're not done yet.
Right,
It's taking so long.
Yeah, so we are so like Adrian said, big milestone. We're topped out. So we're full height. The whole side of the whole kind of the whole scale of the project is there right now. Interior fit out stuff is starting to happen now. So that's the hotel and RDO space and really getting going now. But the main building opening before the end of the year. So with all the like the hotel being available to go in and use that space, that's really the main components of that being, call it 10 months from now or less than that, being open.
November or December, that is going to be an open building, which what an exciting thing.
Right. Yeah. So we should be, that's right about where we're landing right now is our projections. So then the other phase of it, the plaza phase, we have some street work that happens this summer. So we got to finish hooking up some utilities and finish all the sidewalks and stuff like that around the place. But then the plaza work, targeting to get going this summer, and that also being open by the end of this year as well. So we're hoping kind of November, December 2020. There's a big grand opening party, and it's going to be a pretty sweet setup for downtown.
So since I have you here, it should be known I have an event that I host in downtown Fargo. A couple hundred realtors from around the country come in, and it's the end of September. Could you speed the project along a couple of months just so my realtors have a place to stay?
Sure. Yeah.
Hey, thanks, guys.
See how easy that is?
We'll figure something out. Yeah.
Thanks very much. They're bunking at your house.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Obviously, Block 9 is the big project that Killbourne is working on, but what are a couple of the other things in the works? I mean, by the way, thank you for all the parking that's there. That is such a huge gift because downtown and parking is such a chaotic thing, and y'all are putting in great ramps, but there's other businesses and new buildings and new opportunities that are out there that people want to know about too.
Right. Yeah. So parking on the Block 9 project right now, I mean, we were just up there in the ramp yesterday, and I mean, it's not even half full. So I mean, there's tons of parking there that's available for public use. I park in the
Roberts garage, and that's plenty full.
Right. Yeah. And so a block away, there's another 200 stalls that are open right now, and that rarely get filled up. So right now that can be used. And parking too, we've started on our next project as a partnership with the city, but doing the mercantile ramp project. They're in the process of doing the deep foundation systems for that.
That's the old Goodyear tire lot.
Right. Yep. Right? So that's right at Broadway and 4th Avenue, that intersection. And those guys are well on their way. And that project will bring another 380 stalls, I think, into downtown. And that one will be wrapped up actually before Block 9 opens. That's our goal, is that project opens up before Block 9 opens up. So we have parking stock again replenished before big moves or big changes happen downtown. So
there is such a unique vibe to downtown. And folks, if you again live in the suburbs and you don't make your way, we say suburbs, it's just one community, but oddly enough, Fargo is very much suburb-esque because we're a bigger community than Boston or San Francisco when you figure in the square footage of our city. And so sometimes people don't get downtown, and I want to challenge you to go downtown and to take a look at the restaurants, to take a look at the walkability, to see what's going on. It is so special, and it's fantastic. So let me ask you, what is your favorite part of downtown in the landscape?
Okay, so that's a really tough question, but I'm going to tell you that my favorite part is you go and you park your car somewhere and you leave it behind and then you explore.
Yeah.
And there's so many things. You don't have to know exactly where you're going when you go downtown because every door is another opportunity to explore something new. I love the shopping. There's a lot of great shopping downtown. Some of my favorite hangout places, Dempsey's Public House. You're always going to find me there after work. Also, then they just opened up Beer and Fish in the alley. There's a couple of great Euro shops downtown. Yeah. There's great food. Everything is so very local. And the people who own these places, they work there and they want to know your name, they want to know what you like, and they want to get to know you. So it's just a really fun experience. Yeah. And the sidewalks are always full of people. We see more kids downtown now because of all the ice cream shops that are open. T-Berry, you've got all the teenagers in there. So it's really, there's something for everybody.
That's fantastic. Well, great to have you in, Keith, Adrian with Block 9. Love what you're doing. Thank you for continuing to enrich the downtown landscape and the things that are coming up. Folks, if you want to learn more about Block 9, it's block9fargo.com. Is that right?
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Look at that. I see the sign every day. I remember. Folks, we're going to head to break. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch, and swing to hatchrealty.com to take a look at your next property.